A Texas Sheriff's Department is facing a lawsuit now after they decided to put Latin crosses on their patrol vehicles. The Freedom from Religion Foundation says they don't like having a religious symbol on government property that's supposed to represent everyone, including non-Christians. Brewster County Sheriff out in the Big Bend area of West Texas, the sheriff there, Ronnie Dotson, says he wants God's protection over his deputies. This is our topic this half hour, the separation of church and state. We want to hear from you on our Fox 26 Facebook page. You can also weigh in on Twitter. Use the hashtag Fox26forlife. Joining us live in the newsroom is our panel led by our senior legal analyst, Chris Tritico, our news analyst, Mustafa Tamiz, who's often involved with strategy for Democrats, and public policy analyst, Jackie Bally, who is often involved with the strategy for Republicans. Good morning to y'all.
Good morning.
Well, the separation of church and state can certainly be a tricky business, Chris Tritico, but is there any violation of the Constitution here?
Certainly can be, and this comes up time and time again. There's another case that's about to pop up here in Harris County with, I don't remember which department it was, that put "In God We Trust" on their cars, which is on the money, on our money. And so you're going to see that case probably be filed here sometime later this year. We've seen time and time again local government wade into this battle on church and state to continually stretch the bounds of the First Amendment. Quite frankly, I think it's an interesting issue to continually see where does the First Amendment fall. It's a fun and exciting constitutional exercise for those of us who love the Constitution. There are those who might say, Mustafa Tamiz, it's a waste of taxpayer money for local government to continue to put this up, to continue to wage these battles knowing they're going to get sued.
Well, look, we're a nation that was founded on religious freedom. At the same time, we, have, and in God we trust. We're a faithful nation as well, and that's a very important debate. And I think we should struggle with that answer. It's not something that should come easy to us. But in this situation, it seems like the sheriff wants 15 minutes of fame. He wants to get on his soapbox, and he wants to basically make an argument that any conservative or progressive judge is likely to throw this court case out. And in that case, it ends up wasting taxpayers' time. But more than that, I think it cheapens a very important debate. And I think we should struggle with this issue. We should try to find the right balance. But the sheriff wouldn't want a Star of David if he was traveling in a different part of the country, or if he had a Jewish or a Muslim or some other deputy working for him to have that cross on the car. So I don't think this is the right way to have that debate.
What about that? What about that part of it? I mean, what if one of his deputies came up who was Jewish and said, hey, you got your Latin cross on there. I want to put my Star of David on my car.
Yeah, well, our Constitution, we have a relationship with Christian heritage. In God We Trust is not just something that's on our currency, it's actually our national motto and was made into legislation in 1956. So, and it's also something that most licenses in most states are allowed to have on cars. Some states even allow you to have it on your license plates for free. Other states for an optional to purchase extra, but most states allow you to have "In God We Trust" on your cars. And the fact that there is a relationship between the Constitution and our religious heritage, that's something that we all acknowledge and we're all aware of. Cases like these, it will determine on whomever the judge is and how that person interprets it. So that's why looking at who the next replacement for Scalia is something that cases like these will be very interesting to see how they rule.
Get back to my question that I was focusing on. What about the deputy that comes in and says, I'm Jewish, you've got this cross on here, I want my Star of David on my car. What about that?
Our religious heritage is between Christians and the Constitution. I mean,
our Constitution does not say this is a Christian nation. It specifically does not say that.
There is a relationship between our religious heritage. There is a relationship between our religious heritage and Christianity. That is a fact. And so the fact that other religions and other faiths, we are very free for them to do and practice as they want.
As long as they do it in private?
But "In God We Trust" is a national motto. That is Christianity. That is something that we have had since 1956. It's a law. It's not something that we're just making up.
Okay, we're going to go to social media. Sally's monitoring that.
Okay, we're going to go over to Chris Tritico's Facebook page. You can also post your comments there if you don't want to do so on our Fox 26 page. Chris is always very entertaining as well. So Christy says, whatever happened to the free exercise of religion? Why do atheists get more rights than Christians? This is an atheist-led group who filed this suit. And she's asking, why should they be able to stifle or extinguish everyone else's beliefs? And what if they were targeting Buddhists or some other religion? And then Jackie, of course, said, "You stole my talking points."
and I liked that. I thought that was pretty funny when Jackie responded to that. You know, but Christy, I didn't respond to that, but Christy, their filing the lawsuit is exactly what I was talking about. That's how it works. Okay, we don't like your putting this Christian symbol on a government vehicle. So using our Constitution, we're going to let the courts decide if this is a violation of that clause that says the government can't establish a religion. We're almost out of time. But getting back to that, what is the problem with this? And Jackie says this is a nation based on Christian principles. I think the First Amendment specifically says we didn't do that.
Well, look, I think this is a very important debate. And this balance is an important balance. But putting a cross on a patrol car is going to get thrown out of any court, conservative or progressive. So it cheapens the debate. It makes it sound like political hacks taking usual canned talking points out rather than having an intellectual debate to find that right balance.
Where's the balance go?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to have to see where we're going to leave it right there.